Hi, this is the Sports Betting Whale here on Friday, January 26th, 2016. The theme of today's video is to teach you how to win betting on sports using pattern recognition and analysis. In the last 30 years, I've won tens of millions of dollars from betting on sports. And now I'm here to share my picks and share my knowledge with you so that I can help you win too. I've already seen and experienced the joy of winning thousands of times over. I've taken relatively small amounts of replenishable money and ran it up to over 100,000 and sometimes over $1 million over 100 times in my career. If I've had times when $1 million didn't even get me that excited. What's more thrilling for me now is to see others share in this happiness of winning. That's why I'm spending my hours these days not just betting for myself, but also sharing my picks and knowledge with you so that I can see many other people around the world win with me. It's very thrilling to see that and be a part of that. So first, here's a recap. Yesterday, as we continued maintaining max acceleration at 4 units per parlay, I won not just one, but 2 round robins, 3 out of 3, and jumped up 52.8 overall units on just my round robin picks alone. And as you can see here on the screen, I always put my money where my mouth is. I wagered $24,720 yesterday on my picks, ended up cashing $31,121 for a net profit of $6,851 in one single day yesterday from betting on sports. If it wasn't for a last-second bucket with 7 seconds to go by the Cal Bears against UCLA Bruins last night, we'd hit 3 out of 3s. So I want to share my picks with you today for free at the end of this video. But first, I want to teach you how to use pattern recognition and analysis to help you pick out winners in sports. As you know, I've been sharing my picks with you for going close to a year now. You've seen the winning results of my selections, but what you haven't seen is the sheer amount of work involved in coming up with these selections. Remember, I bet hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars on my picks every month. As of yesterday, I've wagered a total of $983,000 so far in the first 25 days of January alone. So I'm going to be well over the million dollar mark today. It's pretty obvious that I would not be betting this kind of money on sports unless I feel pretty darn certain that I'm going to win. And to win, I must put in countless hours of kind of mind-numbing research to come up with these picks for you and for myself. I'm sharing with you the fruits of my labor because I want to help you share in the joy of winning with me. But today, I'm going to give you a behind-the-scenes look at the kind of enormous amount of work that I put in daily to come up with these picks for you. And aside from seeing for yourself what kind of painstaking labor is involved, you'll also learn how to use pattern recognition and analysis to help you predict outcomes of sporting events the same way I've done now for 30 years, and how I've won tens of millions of dollars from betting on sports. The amount of time and work that I put into making picks for you is quite remarkable. You're probably not aware of it because you only see the end results. But the work that goes behind the scenes to make these winning selections for you is painstaking. Today, I want to give you just a little preview of the kind of work I do to come up with the winning picks for you day in and day out. Every single day, I spend countless hours tracking, documenting, reading, and charting all the games on the board. I graph all the games in major sports and track on each and every team in the league, looking at their performance based on the over-under totals, ATS, money line, key injuries, the list goes on and on. I also really focus on how they're doing on the home road, whether they're in a bounce patterns or streak patterns. I need to keep track of this and graph everything. It's a lot of work. Here on the screen right now, you can see my charts for the current 2017-18 NBA season. As you can see, I have every single team in the NBA charted out to track all their performances. I update all these charts every single day with the latest information. Look at these charts. You can see how each team in the NBA performs over the course of the season. The black line tells you their straight-up performance in wins and losses. The red line indicates the over-under totals, and the blue lines tell you how they're doing against the spread. The higher or lower the lines go beyond the x-axis, the more or less they cover by. For example, a line reaching all the way to the top means not only did the team manage to cover, but also blew out their opponents and covered by a big margin. I also write down the names of the players with key injuries in green ink to document how a team performs after an injury. I track the teams that play back-to-back with double black lines to indicate back-to-back situations. I repeat this process for every single team in the league, and I do this every single day because I'm constantly looking to zero in on patterns that may form. What I'm looking for are forming channels of over-unders and up and down trends against the spread. I then use my pattern recognition ability to zero in on the patterns that are aligning and can be predictive of future outcomes. Take Golden State this year, for example. This is a photo of the chart for the Golden State Warriors this year. Looking at the chart, we can see that every time they come off an under in the game, they tend to bounce back to go over very easily on the next game. This looks like a bounce pattern, especially when they're playing against other competitive teams. However, what's interesting is that when Golden State plays against poor teams, they tend to falter against the spread after coming off a victory. That's a very interesting pattern here, and one which I'm going to continue to monitor as we go forward. Not every team falls into the same pattern. The Cleveland Cavaliers, for example, are not a team that follow a bounce pattern. They get stuck in a down channel like when you're seeing a stock tank and you short it. On the other hand, a team like the Clippers bounce heavily, where they're constantly following a pattern of bouncing back every time they come off a loss. I constantly look for patterns that are either flowing or bouncing and see what the next most likely outcome would be. Each team in the league is different. I try to look for ones that fall into the rule of three and see when they are almost likely to flow or break. Many teams, for example, rarely get stuck in one channel for longer than 3 games. Other teams perform very well immediately off a bounce. Then we have teams that tend to ride the channels for extended periods up or down. The work is rigorous because I'm not only monitoring what's going on for one team, but also their opponent. If 2 teams are playing against each other where the patterns conflict, then those patterns create a situation where I sit out. I'm constantly looking at patterns and forming them inside my head to help me predict what could possibly be the most likely outcomes in the upcoming games. And this is far from everything. You're only seeing a sneak peek preview of what's actually a far more involved and complicated handicapping process. This is the kind of rigorous work that I do for you day in and day out to help you win betting on sports. Put this in perspective too. If you were to pay me individually, as one person to do all this work, I'm working for you for way below minimum wage. So it's a pretty sweet deal for you, and I hope you appreciate it, and hope you appreciate all the work that's going into trying to give you the most logical, most scientifically proven best bets you can get day in and day out. And I don't just pick one, as you know, I pick a lot. So there's a lot of work in all sports, and I just wanted to give you a little peek under the hood here of what's going on every day. I hope you enjoy this inside look into how I use pattern recognition analysis to help predict the future outcomes of sporting events. And this is only scratching the top of the surface. It doesn't even come close to all the amount of research that I actually do before giving the selections out to you every day. One of the things you'll see too is oftentimes you'll see in my round robins where I'll hit 3 out of 3 easily in one group. I'll turn around and go 0 for 3 in another group. We still end up way ahead, because I'm looking for different situations to see if the patterns continue to form or if patterns break. And so I'm very good on the round robins and making sure that the right type of situation plays are in the different categories. I love the round robins because I can lose 3 out of 3 and get blown out like I did in hockey on a round robin last night, and it's just one bet. I turn around and win round robin that pays back 4.5 to 1 or 7 to 1 or sometimes 9 to 1. You can see how one bet loses, one bet wins, we're way ahead. With round robins, one bet wins, 3 can lose, and we're ahead. And when I get hot, that's when the acceleration occurs. So hopefully you've got a better idea of just how seriously I take this job. When I have millions of dollars in the line on the same picks I'm releasing to you, I cannot afford to just roll the dice and take chances. Every single pick you get from me is relentlessly researched till I feel certain that it's a good value bet to make. I hope you've learned something of value today to help you understand handicapping sports yourself. I'll continue to make these videos to teach you more on how to handicap sports in the coming days, so make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and be the first to know when my new videos come out. I've profited tens of millions of dollars from betting on sports over my years, and it's my next great mission is to now share this knowledge for your success. So now I'm going to go ahead and give you one of my round robins today for free. Yesterday my free round robin won 3 out of 3. That rounding alone won 55.2 units of profits, so that's a nice payout for everybody. We hit another free round robin earlier in the week as well, so that's 2 free round robins, 3 out of 3s in the same 4-day period. Hope you've enjoyed it. Here are today's round robin picks for you. Each parlay is now a maximum acceleration of 4 units per parlay. Today, this round robin, 2s and 3s, start at 5 o'clock. We're going to take Team 807 Rockets minus 3.5, 8-11 over on the Clippers 211.5, and 8-10 Milwaukee Bucks minus 6. To see the rest of my premium round robin picks for you today, just lock in your membership now at thewhalepicks.com. You'll see the censored tickets that are available to be uncensored once you sign up. Please sign up now at thewhalepicks.com. I've been on a red hot start of 2018. I'm going to end up betting $1 million on my picks by the end of today. I invite you to join hands with me and let's ride together and win together. I've experienced the joy of winning now for 30 years to the tune of tens of millions of dollars. And now, what's even more thrilling to me is to see how I can help make a big financial difference in your life too. It makes me happy to help you be happy. So secure your access now to a premium membership at thewhalepicks.com and let me show you exactly what can happen to your financial life when you tail along with one of the biggest and winningest sports bettors in history. Thanks. Yeah. Going forward, I'll continue to release all of my daily picks to you for free if you text me or subscribe to my mailing list. So make sure to text me or subscribe to my free mailing list so I can continue sending you all of my picks every day. I've made tens of millions of dollars betting on sports over the years, and now I'm finally breaking my secret so that you too can share in my success. All you have to do is either click on the link in the description of this video or send me a text message to my phone number at 702-462-1135. If you're texting me from outside the United States, add the +1, so it's +1 702-462-1135. I will begin texting and emailing you with all of my daily picks whenever they come up. Remember, subscribing to my mailing list is 100% free, no strings attached. And every day that you're not a subscriber to my free mailing list is another day that you may have missed out on one of my devastating winning runs. So be sure to click on the link in the description of this video or send me a text at 702-462-1135, or if you're outside of the United States, +1 702-462-1135 to join my mailing list today, 100% free. And you'll be the first to know when I release my killer picks every single day. Again, 100% free.